You ever watch a celebrity get insulted and then absolutely obliterate the person in front of them? That's what we're serving today. 10 ego-shattering moments where the comebacks were so sharp, even the cameras flinched. From press junket shade to red carpet revenge, these are the burns you rewind just to feel the sting again. Celebrities might have PR teams, stylists, and social media managers, but when the mics are live, they're on their own, and sometimes what slips out is pure gold. Welcome back to A Sip of Drama, where we turn awkward interviews into cinematic showdowns. Hit that like button, because in this story, even the talk show hosts get roasted. All right, let's count down the 10 moments that turned shade into legend. Starting us off, there's confident, and then there's, I agreed to sit between two ferns while a man with bad posture calls me irrelevant. Confident. Welcome to Between Two Ferns, Zach Galifianakis' low-budget fever dream of a talk show where Hollywood egos go to get humbled. It starts innocently enough. 2 chairs, a ficus, and a celebrity expecting light banter. Then Zach opens his mouth. Brad Pitt, how does it feel to live in Angelina Jolie's shadow? Or to Justin Bieber, you've had 3 hairstyles and 1 hit song. Which was harder to maintain? The genius isn't in the insult, it's in the silence after. Celebs blink, unsure if they're being roasted or interviewed. Their PR handlers are somewhere off camera praying for the power to go out. Some fight back. Obama calmly told Zach, it's good to be with someone who knows what it's like to be between 2 ferns. Others, they just melt into the chair cushions and accept defeat. It's part talk show, part public execution, and 100% chaos. Because on Between Two Ferns, fame isn't armor, it's the target. Sliding in at number 9, the moment the red carpet turned into a crime scene. Reporters love to play nice until the questions get weird. And one pop star, let's just say, wasn't in the mood to be anyone's headline bait. It was supposed to be a quick soundbite, smiles, compliments, maybe a question about her latest single. Instead, a reporter decided to go off script. They asked something about her body, invasive, tone-deaf, and dripping with that fake concern only tabloid reporters can master. The air changed. You can literally see her expression shift from polite to done. And then she hits back, calm, smooth, and lethal. Would you ask a man that question? Boom. 1 sentence. And suddenly the entire carpet went silent. Even the microphones looked guilty. That line didn't just stop one reporter, it started a movement. Clips of that moment flooded social media. Headlines turned into applause. Because in a sea of flashbulbs and flattery, she reminded everyone, confidence is couture. And if you think that was icy, wait till you see what happens when a comedian tries to outroast their target. Trust me, number 8 gets messy. Coming in sizzling at number 8, proof that sometimes the roast master gets roasted right back. Comedy roasts are supposed to be brutal fun. You sit in a chair, smile through humiliation, and pretend you're not internally deleting half your contacts. But one celebrity, they didn't just sit there. They snapped back. Picture it. A ballroom full of comedians, cameras rolling, laughter echoing off the stage. The jokes start light. Career jabs, dating history, a few digs about a box office flop. Everyone's laughing. Until one insult goes too far, you can feel the tension shift. The celebrity leans in, takes the mic, and says with a smirk, it's cute hearing career advice from people who still need Netflix passwords. The room explodes. Even the roasters can't stop laughing. And suddenly the joke isn't on them anymore. It's on everyone who underestimated them. That's the secret to a great comeback. Timing. It's not about yelling louder. It's about knowing exactly when to drop the bomb. And this one detonated perfectly. But if you think flipping the room of comedians was bold, wait till you see what happens when a reporter tries to age shame a Hollywood icon. Yeah. Number 7 gets personal. Gliding in at number 7, the moment an interviewer learned the hard way that age and power often come in the same package. It happened during a press junket. All smiles, soft lighting, and the usual, tell us about your new film small talk. But then, out of nowhere, the reporter asks that question. Do you ever worry you're getting too old for these kinds of roles? You could feel the air leave the room. The actress, a total Hollywood veteran, pauses. She doesn't flinch, doesn't frown. She just smiles like someone who's seen too many red carpets and too little respect. And then she delivers it. Sweetheart, I don't age out. I level up boom. The journalist blinks. Cameras freeze. The audience watching from home just witnessed a masterclass in composure. That line went viral overnight, not because it was snarky, but because it was true. She turned what could have been an insult into a statement about evolution, resilience, and owning your timeline. And if that didn't wake Hollywood up, nothing will. But speaking of leveling up, if you're still here, hit that subscribe button right now, because from this point on, the clapbacks aren't just witty, they're deadly. Next up, number 6, where friendly banter between superheroes turns into the roast that shook the Marvel Universe. At number 6, we enter the Marvel multiverse of mutual humiliation, where superhero banter turns into a roast battle nobody saw coming. It's a press junket. Bright lights, coffee cups, and that fake enthusiasm actors wear after their 50th interview of the day. Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson are sitting side by side, trading playful jabs for the cameras. He teases her about doing her own stunts, her outfit, maybe even her height, all in good fun, but then he crosses that invisible line. You know, Scarlett, maybe next time they'll give you a real superhero costume. Big mistake. Scarlett doesn't blink. She smirks, leans back, and fires the verbal equivalent of Mjolnir right between his eyes. Maybe next time they'll give you a real acting challenge. The crew loses it. Chris pretends to clutch his chest. The entire interview derails into laughter. And the best part? Scarlett's expression never changes. Calm, cool, dangerous. That's the thing about her. She doesn't raise her voice. She just raises the bar. The clip went viral faster than a Marvel spoiler, proving once again, if you tease Black Widow, you will get stung. And speaking of people who don't hold back, next up, number 5 takes us to live television, where Keke Palmer reminded one of daytime TV's biggest hosts that she's nobody's punchline. If you're still sipping with us, clearly you live for this kind of chaos. So do us both a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Because on a sip of drama, we don't just scroll past the scandals. We slow them down, zoom in, and read the subtext out loud. Every like, every comment, every tap keeps the tea hot and the ego bruises fresh. All right. Ready to see what happens when someone tries to test Keke Palmer live on air? Yeah, number 5 is where confidence meets collision. Cracking the top 5, we've got a daytime duel that made live television feel more like a courtroom. Keke Palmer walked into the Wendy Williams show expecting a promo chat. You know, the usual small talk, smiles, and surface-level tea. But Wendy, being Wendy, wanted more. She tried to corner Keke about a rumored relationship, brushing off her explanation like it was just celebrity drama. Big mistake. Keke doesn't do passive. She takes a breath, looks Wendy dead in the eye, and says, calm, unbothered, but razor sharp, "You don't get to tell my story." The audience went silent. Wendy's signature smirk faded, and for a second, you could almost hear every daytime producer in the control room holding their breath. It wasn't just a clapback, it was a reclamation. Keke flipped the dynamic of the show in real time, turning from guest to author of her own narrative. Clips of that exchange went viral, with fans flooding social media saying, Keke said what we've all wanted to say. Because confidence isn't loud, it's steady, and it cuts through everything fake. And if you thought shutting down a talk show host on live TV was bold, number 4 proves you don't even need a stage. All it takes is Wi-Fi, a troll, and a perfectly placed 0. At number 4, we're proving that sometimes the sharpest comebacks don't come from red carpets. They come from Twitter. When a random troll decided to mock Frankie Muniz, calling him a washed-up child star, they probably expected silence or a polite block. What they got instead? A one-line reality check. Frankie fired back, "Yeah, but being retired with $40 million at 19 has not been awful." Mick dropped. No hashtags, no follow-up, no argument. Just the quiet confidence of someone who already won the game. It was like watching someone throw a pebble and getting hit back with a brick made of truth and bank statements. That tweet ricocheted across the internet. Fans cheering, trolls retreating, and Frankie casually going about his day like nothing happened. And that's the beauty of it. Sometimes the most devastating comebacks are the ones that don't need a second tweet. But if you think that was ice cold, wait till you see how Rihanna uses a single Instagram post to end an entire conversation. Sliding into number 3, the woman who turned Instagram captions into weapons, Rihanna. Now, Rihanna doesn't argue. She doesn't post notes app rants. She curates her revenge. After tabloids started whispering about her body. Has she gained weight? Is she still the same Rihanna? She didn't say a word. Instead, she posted a meme. Side-by-side pictures of Gucci Mane, one from his heavier days, one after he slimmed down. Caption: "If you can't handle me at my 2007 Gucci Mane, you don't deserve me at my 2017 Gucci Mane." Boom. Internet. Silenced. It wasn't defensive, it was art. In one post, she turned body shaming into a self-love anthem and reminded everyone why she's untouchable. Because Rihanna doesn't need to clap back, she just changes the aesthetic, and suddenly the critics look outdated. And if that wasn't legendary enough, number 2 takes us way back to the 70s, when Dolly Parton delivered a comeback so classy, it still echoes through Hollywood interviews today. At number 2, we rewind to 1977, when one interviewer tried to humble Dolly Parton and ended up getting educated instead. Barbara Walters, the queen of tough questions, sat across from Dolly and, in that polite journalist tone, asked if she ever worried people saw her as a hillbilly. The subtext was clear. "You're talented, but aren't you a little too country, too flashy, too much?" Dolly didn't bristle. She smiled, that big, knowing smile, and fired back with honey-coated steel. "I'm proud of where I'm from. And if you call me that again, I'll probably kick your shins." The audience burst out laughing. Barbara froze for half a beat, realizing she'd just been sweetly dismantled on national television. That single line captured everything about Dolly. Sharp wit wrapped in Southern charm. She didn't reject the label, she reclaimed it. And 40-plus years later, that clip still circulates because confidence ages a lot better than condescension. But before we crown our winner, it's time for the ultimate ego check, a Marvel-sized mic drop that still makes fans scream laugh today. And taking the crown at number 1, the day Spider-Man roasted the Falcon so hard, even the Avengers couldn't assemble a comeback. It happened during a Marvel press event, one of those group panels where the cast is loose, laughing, and just a little too comfortable. Anthony Mackie, always the Joker, decided to take a playful swing at Tom Holland. He teased him about not having his own solo movie yet, dropping the line, "I haven't seen the Spider-Man movie." The crowd chuckled. The other cast members smirked. And then Tom Holland leaned forward, tilted his head, and said, without missing a beat, "Oh yeah? Well, I haven't seen the Falcon movie either." The room erupted. Even Mackie had to laugh, because that's what happens when you try to roast a kid raised on Marvel press junkets and British sarcasm. The clip went viral instantly. Fans called it the most polite assassination in MCU history. Tom didn't just win the moment, he owned the entire stage, proving that confidence isn't about seniority, it's about timing. And that one line turned Spider-Man from sidekick to savage, because in Hollywood, every universe has its hero, but only a few have the final word. And there you have it. 10 times celebs didn't just survive the shade, they snapped it in half. Whether it's a red carpet, a talk show, or just a tweet, these comebacks prove confidence is the sharpest accessory. So, who do you think had the most iconic clapback? Drop your pick in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Because around here, we don't just sip the drama, we serve it piping hot.